What's going on, everyone? This is Dr. Manifesto and welcome to the ride. We're in Toronto today and the guest I'm getting is very young. He's one of the latest generation of choreo dancer here in Toronto. Let me give you a hint, he has a brother and he's a very, very sick dancer and I can't wait to talk to him. Let's go! Man.
How you doing? How you doing?
Michael.
Thank you for having me.
Hydroflow. Alright, so as we talked about earlier, a little introduction for people who don't know you.
Sure. Hi everybody, my name is Michael Scheitzbach. I'm 23 years old and I'm a dancer and massage therapist.
Oh, I didn't know the second part. So
yeah.
I'm already learning. Yeah, I wanted to invite you because, you know, you're part of this new generation of dancers. I've had a lot of older generation of artists, a lot of OGs on this podcast, so I wanted to also hear what younger generation have to say. And you and your brother have been doing a lot of shit.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you having me.
Were you there when your brother won the first battle that we put together in Toronto with Royal?
Brain freeze?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. I competed in the hip hop category and I got eliminated right away because I think I faced like Daniel Keith Morrison or somebody like that. Yeah,
right.
I got knocked out pretty early.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool event.
That was
nice.
Yeah.
It was back at the time where all the battles were still old style in Toronto.
Yeah, it was a lot of all styles battles and then very few like individual styles.
Yeah, and you got to be judged by Mamson as well.
Yes, that was incredible. And then watching him throw down, I still have the video on my phone actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's that little solo.
Yep, his little judges showcase, that was
it was cool.
Insane.
So yeah, tell me more about you. Where are you coming from? How did you start dancing? And yeah.
Oh wow, that's a all right.
It's a large topic.
Where to start? I started dancing at a very, I don't want to say very young age, but I was around 8 years old when I started dance.
Okay.
And you know, I grew up in a house with music being one of the primary influences in everything. My dad was a DJ back in high school.
Nice.
And he went out roller skating all the time. He still does, actually. And my mom helped him out when they were in high school. So growing up, my dad would always be on his turntables in the basement and just spinning his records. He still has it. His vinyl collection is massive. It's amazing. And I'd just grow up around that and be dancing to, be it his turntables or the Weather Network. That was my notorious one, dancing as a little kid. The sound of the Weather Network. But my mom enrolled me in a recreational, like 8-week dance class.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, and my dad went to go drive me because he said, okay, you know, I'll go drive him. And as he was walking out the door, my mom said, it's a parent and child hip hop class.
Nice.
And he didn't know until he got in. So
get set up.
We did that, and we were the only two guys there for the whole 8 weeks, but it was great. And then the instructor really took a liking to myself, and then she took a liking to Kevin because he came to watch like our end of the session recital kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we kept on going back and doing like these 8-week little stints. And then she said, you know, have Kevin sign up, even though he was too young. She just said, it's okay, no problem. And from then we've been dancing since. We did the competitive, like the whole studio competitive scene for a number of years between different studios. But while we were doing that, we were still out training at all other studios, like when OIP was around, the old Right Foot on St. Clair, not the young, I mean, we went to the Young Dundas Right Foot, but we went to like the original Right Foot.
I see.
Yeah, and then our parents would always just keep on looking for new stuff to kind of bring us to and to challenge us with. And they were very supportive, and they still are very supportive of our dancing. So
Very cool.
they're a very big part of what we do and why we do what we do.
Are they also responsible for the fact that you have another job on the side?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I went into... Kevin and I are 3 years apart. So when he got into high school, I was leaving high school. So I was grade 9 and he was grade 12. Or sorry, other way around. He was grade 9, I was grade 12. And that's kind of where Flow XS came from, is, you know, we finally got the chance to dance together on stage for the first time in front of people, and we kind of came up with that name. So while he was going through high school, my mom said, you're either getting a day job or you're going to school. And I said, okay, well, I'll go to school. And I went to college. I went to Humber College for massage therapy, and I studied that. It was a 3-year program. So Kevin graduated high school and I graduated college in the same year.
Nice.
And it just kind of worked out really well that we'd both finished our schooling and everything. And then I got my license to treat as a registered massage therapist at the end of 2017. So I started working in 2018, and it's great. Honestly, it doesn't feel like work for me.
Yeah. Plus, I'm guessing you need the knowledge you got from there transfers into your own training and how you treat your body, right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's dance is so much of a physical, I want to say sport, because it really is a sport. We're athletes, and you need to know how to treat your body right. So I found that massage therapy and dance fit hand in hand with each other, and the knowledge that I learned from it helped me not only just rehab from my injuries that I had in the past, but it helps me treat my friends, because I've had some of my friends come into the clinic, and I get to explain to them kind of what's going on with their bodies, so that they can get an understanding of how to kind of figure it out and help it prevent injuries and maintain their body so that they can keep performing at an optimum rate.
I see. And well, I'm guessing your brother is also benefiting of it sometimes, no?
Sometimes he likes the massage aspect. He doesn't like you gotta do this before, or you gotta strengthen this, you gotta stretch this. He's not a big fan of that. He just likes lying down and falling asleep.
Yeah, I see what you mean. So yeah, like stepping back, who was your first teacher? Like, or let's say, who was your like biggest influence in terms of teachers who influenced your dance knowledge so far?
Oh wow, I want to say the biggest two for me were Derek Robinson and Pyro, Andrew Chung. They both taught at my studio that I went to when I was I'd say between the years of 14 and 18. So from that age range, or 14 to 19, when I was around there. And I had those two. They would constantly push me. Pyro choreographed all my solos that I did, that I competed with.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Pyro.
Yeah, Pyro. What's up?
And Derek.
Derek was Kevin's choreographer.
Yeah.
But we would always go take his class downtown at Underground, and we'd constantly train with him, and he was also one to always keep his eye out for me and really push me in that sense.
I see.
And he's like a big brother to me now. Both of them are, actually, both Pyro and Derek. So I'm very appreciative of their mentorship, their friendship, and now, you know, they're like family to Kevin and I.
Yeah, I saw you guys' piece at the last Choreo Ball where you invited your teachers. I thought I respected that a lot. I thought it was very cool. Not a lot of dancers give the props to their teachers.
Yeah, it's that piece was a testament to, you know, those who kind of helped shape us and those who have been in the city for such a long time.
Yeah.
We wanted to do something special, especially because it was the 15th anniversary of Choreo Ball.
Yeah.
We wanted to do something that would kind of show the history of Toronto Choreo Ball in that sense. So we had that video go up at the beginning. Who our friend Carlos, by the way, did that video. Thank you, Carlos. He put that together, and it was just a bunch of clips from the very first Choreo Ball all the way to the most recent one, and then we came on stage, and we just wanted to make an iconic piece that, you know, people would remember for for time to come.
Yeah, that was definitely an impressive one. And how many choreo balls do you guys do? Or
That was
you do?
That was our third one that we presented a piece in, but we've been dancing in Choreo Ball since 2012.
I see.
Yeah.
So yeah, tell me more about Flow Access, basically. Like, what have you guys been doing with this? Like, I know really little. I just saw like a couple of your pieces, and so I was waiting for you to tell me the story a little.
So Kevin and I had always been dancing together ever since we started dancing. But now that we're both getting older and we both matured a little bit and started taking it a lot more seriously and pushed it more towards a career aspect as opposed to just a hobby, we've just been trying to work hard. We teach 3 times a week at different studios downtown.
Together?
Together, yes. We teach together, but we also do teach separately. We travel a lot. We travel a lot, and we're constantly training all the time. Some big projects we've gotten reached out to by a couple of local artists here in the GTA, and we've choreographed for them, done a couple music videos, some live shows for them. So it's really cool because we're getting the opportunity to kind of get this experience under our belts at such an early age, so that you know, come the future when we past our dancing not lifespan but dancing timeline, I'd say, because we kind of want to evolve from dancer into choreographer into creative director, stuff like that, just to follow that timeline, because we have dancing dreams to live out. Once we get to that kind of aspect of things, we already have an idea of where to go or what to do and how to formulate things. And it's great getting this experience so young, and we've just been trying to do as much as we can personally, choreographing both individually and together. We've just been really busy lately. We both booked a really big job that we're gonna be working for the next couple months, which is gonna be really cool. And yeah, it's really cool to see our creative process and how much it's changed from, say, 2014 when Kevin got into high school and we started choreographing together, to now, because we have full concepts, we have ideas. Our latest duet was to that Billie Eilish song, Bury a Friend.
I think I saw it.
That was the one where
he does the split at the end and everything.
Yeah, where Kevin breaks my neck and I fall down. I was in all white and Kevin was in all black. Yeah, and that was just conceptually we wanted to do something very different, and we let the story kind of speak for itself, because dance can be interpreted in so many different ways. We had our idea on it, and it was kind of like your shadow or your past kind of haunting you and tormenting you in that sense. But other people, you know, they interpreted it a little bit differently, and I think that's the joy of art, and I think that's why we enjoy creating what we do, because everybody can take what they got out of it and go with it.
Yeah, you know, that's something I appreciated with the stuff I saw from you guys, is that coming from my country, like I have this feeling that the industry here was all about following the trend and, you know, what's being done. And I feel like you guys actually, even if you're really young, developed your own style.
Thank you.
You definitely have, you know, like, you know, you also have the trend in you, but you definitely built your character, and you can feel that you're trying to create something in your own stories and message and style.
Yeah.
And that's very appreciated.
Thank you.
My opinion.
I appreciate that, seriously. We like to be different. We like to stand out and kind of do what people haven't really done before.
Yeah.
Like, we're not afraid to try something new and see if it works. And, you know, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, hey, we tried it, and now how do we fix it, right?
And I guess that's also the part of, like, a lot of dancers that are older, they don't want to take too much risk, and that's the good. I feel like the good part of being younger, when you have this courage, you're not afraid to take those risks. What I find is, I mean, I know a lot of dancers who are actually creative and put together their pieces, and they're not just doing backup dancers, you know.
Yeah.
They actually take the dance to another level beyond the backup dancing.
Yeah.
And I find that super important, and I was very refreshed to see that personally. It's just my opinion, you know, like from my own experience.
Yeah. No. I
But yeah,
really appreciate that. Yeah.
and so yeah, you said you have like a really exciting stuff coming.
Yeah, we're getting ready to hop onto this project. We both got hired for it, so it's gonna be really cool. I'm excited. It's a really big project. I can't say too much about it.
Yeah, understandable.
But yeah, it's gonna be great because we're actually gonna be working together in a group environment. And I know a lot of people say, oh, you know, you guys dance with each other all the time, but we haven't gotten to work on set or in rehearsals together very often, just because of the age difference. Kevin's finally 19, so he can start working kind of the big boy jobs, and he doesn't need to have pumpkin time or anything where he can only work a certain amount of time. So it's going to be really cool to be able to see how everything kind of transpires. I mean, we see each other a lot. Like we live together. We're still living at home, and it's really cool because the last couple of days he's been at rehearsal and I've been at work, or I've been at rehearsal and he's been at home or doing something, and we don't see each other all day, which is so out of the norm for us because we're so used to seeing each other. It's like this morning, I woke up and he was already gone because he had rehearsal this morning.
I see.
So it's really cool because it does bring a light into my day, getting to catch up with him and just hear about how his day was.
Right.
Like we're still people, you know what I mean? We're not just, I mean, sometimes people think Kevin's a robot, but he's really not. He's a nice guy.
And I guess it's I was gonna ask who taught Kevin whacking. Who was his teacher?
His two teachers were Fly Lady Di and Jojo Zolina.
All right.
Those were the very first two who introduced him to whacking, and then he just he took off from there.
Shout out to Di, shout out to Jojo.
Miss you guys, hope you're well.
Yeah, I saw Diana Wednesday. She was DJing at the AGO house training. I'll be the next there.
Oh yeah?
Next month, yeah.
Sick.
If you guys wanna come by.
Yeah, definitely try and roll through.
So let me lost my so what is interesting is like you guys seems to have a roadmap already. Like I know a lot of dancers who just are living in the moment, but they don't necessarily have plans. Does it actually kind of take away the living in the moment type of thing?
I don't think so. In my opinion, you always want to be present. You always want to live in the current moment that you have, but you do always want to set yourself up for the future, because you never know what the future holds, and you always want to make sure you're secure, you're ready, you're able to continue doing what you're doing, because you never know what aspect life may turn with you, because nobody can see into the future, you know what I mean? So as much as we love to live in the moment and everything, we do have a plan. I mean, it's still being formulated, tweaked along the way, but we both know kind of where we want to go and how we have to get there and what we have to do in order to get there. But there's no set timeline, because you can't really determine stuff that's outside of your reach. So you can do as much as you can, but you can't control time, right?
Right. But does it still leave room to like spontaneity and especially in dance, a lot of things, it's a lot of its aspect is to be spontaneous.
Is very spontaneous, yes.
Especially like when it comes to parties and stuff. Like, do you go out? Do you like use your dance to your own pleasure as well, or is it just focused on work? And I mean, like dancing, I'm pretty sure it's always pleasure for you when you're on stage and everything. But do you dance outside of the stage and classes?
Oh, always. I'll be. I dance in my car whenever I drive.
I see.
I'm a very big music fan, and I love listening to music, and I get a lot of pleasure out of that aspect, and kind of dissecting songs and figuring out what could blend with what, or how could I move to this, or what kind of vibe does this song give me. And that's my joy outside of dance. I mean, dance and movement is always going to be in my blood, in my body. But music is really what moves me. So whenever I hear music, I'm instantly going to start dancing. You know, I was sitting on the TTC today, and I had my headphones in, and songs came on, and my feet started to tap, and my knees started to move, my head started to bob a little differently. And I get a couple weird looks every so often, but I'm a dancer.
So, well, I guess I'll reformulate my question. Maybe it wasn't precise enough, but does the dance for you apply outside of the studio background and apply to more like a social aspect? I don't want to say like going out in club, but it could be also, like more the social aspect, connecting with people, partying, exchanging culture, that kind of stuff. Because it's part of hip hop. You said you were dancing hip hop, right? So
absolutely.
I was just curious about that.
Well, it definitely is part of the culture, and I'll be one to admit I don't go out as much as I probably should. And
that's okay.
in the social aspect of things, and I think social dance just in general is something I know I kind of need to work on a little bit. I've recently started learning bachata and salsa dance.
Nice.
And I know those are two very big social dances. You can't learn it in a classroom. You need to learn it and investing yourself into the culture and understanding the music and how to dance with somebody, because you're now dancing with someone. You're not just on stage with them, right? There's a big difference between freestyling in a cypher and freestyling with somebody else, because then you become responsible for that person. So I know that's something I need to work on personally, but dance, I really do want to start just diving into the social dance culture a little bit more, learning about hustle and learning, again, furthering my knowledge on bachata and salsa and that, and even with hip hop and popping and locking, it's it started with people. It didn't start in front of a mirror. So just getting back into those, and I do session with my boys every so often. We get down in my basement, and we just play music and kind of go at it with each other and freestyle, see what we can do and how the music moves us.
Any battles? Still battling?
Not as of right now.
No?
I miss battling. That is one thing I definitely miss, because the competitiveness in me has never died. I'm always very competitive, even against Kevin. But I have not battled recently. I think my latest contest that I entered was, I think, back in December, and I didn't go as far as I'd have liked to, but I know I've been out at the battle scene for so long.
It's definitely it's a different state of mind.
You have to be consistent in that mind state too. People train for battles, for contests, and they work on their foundation. And I mean, I think it's great that Kevin and I had kind of grown up learning both the choreographic side of things and the freestyle side of things, because it's made us into who we are, and it's made us versatile in that sense.
But it's true that a lot of the old school dancers, a lot of the street dance that we have today are all born in the club.
Oh, absolutely,
and,
they are.
This culture is not as strong as it used to be. I know I'm working on trying to conserving it. Have you ever tried Afrobeats?
I've taken a few Afro classes from my boy Percy. Shout out to Percy. But I have not trained it in extensively enough in order to say that I can do it. It's
I think it's what is the closest to I mean, like, those dances exist for the longest time, but they're becoming more mainstream here. And I think it's what's the closest from what hip hop used to be, in terms of like this energy that people have when they go out. It's the real culture of wanting to connect with people when you dance. and that's what I'm trying to push as well in the city.
Yeah.
But yeah, whenever you have time and whenever you're motivated, come dance with us.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, so what do you do when you don't dance and work? And well, I guess you said you listen to music a lot. Do you do like concerts and stuff like that? Is it how you...
I've gone out to a couple concerts, but mostly in my downtime, I'm either at the gym, working out, trying to get into shape, because I know I'm not in the best shape I can be yet. I try going to yoga just to increase my flexibility, and the whole meditation aspect of yoga I find very beneficial to me. I like to draw. I like to play the piano. Just stuff to kind of take other things off my mind and
A lot of activity there.
yeah. Oh, I play sports too. I'm a huge basketball fan, so
Yeah.
go Raptors all the way to the championships this year. I hope I'm not jinxing myself, but yeah,
And,
I'm a huge basketball fan.
And when you travel, do you travel just exclusively for gigs and work, or do you actually travel to go and explore, take class? Well, I'm not gonna say battle because you said you haven't done it for a
It's
little
been a
bit,
while,
but
yeah. Most of the time for travel, it is either for training purposes or for teaching or rehearsals or whatnot. We have taken a couple trips out to Montreal and Vancouver recently. I mean, we go back to Montreal so often, but when we went to Vancouver, we did get some time to go and do some human things, not just dance. We taught a couple times. We took class, but we also got to go sightseeing. We drove around Vancouver a little bit. Did one of the nature trails and one of the bridges out in Vancouver. I forgot the name of it, but it was beautiful. It was really nice just to kind of get out of that. I always got to be doing something dance related kind of mindset.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're people, like I said, and we're with our parents. Our parents like to travel with us a lot, and I enjoy traveling with them. The four of us, we make a very cool dynamic as a family, and
Yeah, it sounds like
it's
it.
It's great to be around. Like it's such a good energy, and it makes traveling so much more fun because I get to make more memories, not just with my brother, but with my parents as well.
Yeah. And so you travel, like, I'm guessing the U.S. because I've seen videos of you guys training in L.A.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
mostly U.S. and Canada.
Mostly U.S. and Montreal. Those are the two most common places that we travel to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and do you have like places you actually want to go?
In what sense?
Like, is there like a scene, like a country where you really want to go and learn there, or have you want to go like to train in Europe? I know like a lot of the Moonriders, for example, they like Raul.
Yeah,
was on the podcast. Yeah, he's been traveling more. Well, he's more into battles, right? So he goes to like Amsterdam to go to Summer Dance Forever.
Yep.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Is that something that you? Because that's what's hot right now. Well, I guess I'm not too much savvy about the choreo scene, so
Yep.
I guess like LA is really big for that, obviously.
Yeah, LA is the kind of entertainment mecca.
Yeah.
Especially
Definitely.
for dance. But I would love to go out to Europe, do a couple of the camps that they have out there during the summer in Germany, Poland, all that, and just to be over there. I've never been on the other side of the world, so I don't know what it's like there. I know I have family in Germany and I have family in the Philippines that I have yet to meet, so I'd love to go there and just be out there and experience what life is like in those countries and just meet people that I haven't met yet.
Yeah.
But in regards to dance training, I'd love to go to Europe because I know there's a lot of really, really talented dancers in Europe, both in the street scene and the choreography scene that I would love to learn from and just continue to train and just try new things.
Yeah, man. If you go to France, let me know. I'll connect you with some people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah, the dance has been growing like crazy in the world right now. It's just it's so big. Like there's like capital cities that are popping up now. Now you have like Russia and Brazil that are also becoming very huge.
Yeah.
When it comes to dance, and I see more and more of my friends that teach that are trying to get into those markets, because this is not like a workshop with 50 people. It's a warehouse with 300 people.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's massive. It's massive.
It brings back that raw energy, because you're surrounded by so many people. And
well, I mean, like, 300 people behind you. You have a mic. You're on stage, and it has to keep you.
But I mean, even in the sense of like festivals or something, or even the circles, you know, whenever the DJ is spinning, it's just so many people around that are willing to just share their energy, and it's the rawness and the appreciation of the movement and what everyone brings as an individual that I find is really bringing everyone together in different parts of the world for the love of dance, right? Because everyone has something that they want to share.
I see. So, just to step back, you said you went to a couple of concerts.
Yes.
What do you see?
I actually went twice to Justin Timberlake's Man of the Woods.
Okay.
And that was, I mean, I haven't been to very many concerts, but that was by far my favorite that I've ever seen. Just not only from a music standpoint, because I'm a very big JT fan, ever since the NSYNC days, but just the brilliance of the staging, of the way the whole set flowed. The choreography is absolutely incredible. Marty is a genius. And just watching my friends dance on stage too, that was really
they were
cool. Yeah, a bunch of my friends danced for JT, and it was really cool to see them, you know, do what we all love to do on such a stage.
Yeah.
Where you're in front of 30 to 50,000 people almost every other night, and just sharing your love for the movement and performing. And for me, that's the goal, is to one day be up on a stage with.
I see.
You know,
so
in front of that many people.
Your parents are your dad was a DJ, and he didn't bring you to like more music experience. That there's so much thing happening now in the city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like moving here, like I thought Toronto was a little boring in terms of like music, but now there's so much stuff happening. There's so much artists coming to Toronto now, and also like a lot of old school people. Like I'm going to Herbie Hancock is coming soon.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I gotta look into that. I didn't know that.
Man, you gotta keep your eyes outside. There's a lot of stuff coming. Maxwell was here a few months ago. It was there in November.
I missed Maxwell.
Yeah, I think he's coming back.
Okay.
No, he's gonna be, I think, in Detroit. Or somewhere in the US.
Yeah.
And there's always some old school guys. I think the Commodores.
Oh wow.
No, I might be bullshitting right now, but there's a lot of like the old school Motown and like, you know, old school R&B singers that always go to I think it's Buffalo.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of music going on, man. If you wanna get your heart shaking a little.
Yeah, that old school R&B is that's my soft spot. That's my favorite era of music. It's like 90s, thousands R&B. It hit you differently, you know what I mean? Like it made you feel some type of way, no matter what song you were listening to.
Yeah, especially if you're a music lover, there's nothing best than going to see your artist performing live.
Yeah.
You know, it's a different thing. Seeing Maxwell live is it's a different story.
Did he sing Pretty Wings?
Yeah, he did. He did. So I saw him twice. I saw him twice in the city, but he doesn't sing my favorite song anymore. Like
what song?
This Woman to Work.
He doesn't sing that anymore?
No, it's too high. I mean, I don't know if it's too high, but the last time I came, he didn't perform that song.
That is a very vocally demanding song, though.
Yeah.
That's in a very high key.
Everyone was there, like, what? Already done? But yeah, it's the first time I saw him, he did it, but you can tell that it's not the same anymore.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. And what about stuff like, I don't know, karaoke and stuff?
Oh God, no! You know what? I cannot sing for my life. If there's one thing I wish I knew how to do, it was sing. I do great on Rock Band. You know, when I'm singing on Rock Band, I can get 100% on easy. But everyone in the house tells me to shut up because I'm surprised none of the glass is broken. Like, I'm horrible at singing.
Well, you just need to find your songs and your voice, no? Everyone can sing a little.
Everyone can sing a little except for me.
You can't.
I can carry a tune. It's a very flat tune.
Yeah. I mean, you know, there's a lot of people who are professional singers that don't necessarily have a voice. They just have a style and the way they sound. Mm-hmm. You know, even the way you talk sometimes is just when you listen to slam or something like that, just the way you make your words sound is just enough to make it sound music like. Yeah,
like spoken word artists.
Yeah.
A lot of slam poetry and stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely.
So in terms of art, like, do you well, again, it's still like going out, but it's not necessarily to go dance, but do you go see like any other type of art, like, I don't know, museums or other performing artists outside of dance?
I do enjoy, I've only been a few times, but I do enjoy going out to anywhere that has a live band playing.
Okay.
Even like a jazz club or...
All right. Now we're talking.
There are a couple bars out in LA that have a live band night, and they just have, you know, they have a band playing in the corner for the whole night, and it's all throwback music, some of their original stuff, but it's stuff that, you know, makes you feel good. And some songs, you know, once they get into the upbeat sets, you know, you get up and you start dancing, and that's where that artistic connection kind of comes in, and how everything kind of blends. But I do enjoy me a live band. Anywhere where there's a live band and I know I can hear one, I'll go right there. Even, you know, when I'm walking down Young Dundas Square, or I'm walking through some of the subways, like some of the TTCs where they have even a guitarist just kind of sitting there playing, I'll take my headphones out, I'll just take a couple seconds to listen and appreciate it. I'll start singing along, or to myself at least. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, music for me is kind of my other muse in that sense, but I have not. One thing I do want to go out to is a spoken word.
Oh, I have a good place for you. One of the last guy that was on the podcast is a singer, and he's a very good singer. One of the favorite people I met in the city. Shout out to John Orpheus. And he has this event called Speak Your Truth. Speak Your Truth. Yeah, it's once a month, and they basically host anyone that can do stand-up comedy, spoken words.
Oh, nice.
That kind of stuff. And it's in Kingston Market once a month.
Whereabouts does it happen?
I think it's in a place called Poetry Jazz Cafe.
Poetry Jazz Cafe. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And but yeah, okay, I don't want to be a shit disturber, but you guys are gonna be you guys, when they start like going out, just the two of us, you guys are gonna be killers. Do you think it's gonna change something in the dynamic with your family when you guys start like traveling just by yourself or something like that?
Not necessarily, I don't think, because we have taken a couple trips out by ourselves. We've flown out to LA for a couple things just by ourselves, and then flown back to do something here, and then flown back to LA. I
see. So your parents, they don't necessarily come out
all
the time?
Not all the time.
Yeah.
No, there are some shows where they don't get to, or they're working, or
they're working.
They don't get to come out, or sometimes we go over to Montreal, and you know they have to stay home because we also do have a dog and a cat.
Yeah. At
home, and you know there's stuff to do at home. They both work.
Yeah.
My dad owns his own electrical business, and my mom is a registered nurse. So she goes around to the schools and gives needles to all the kids. So they're both super busy all the time, and you know, we don't always get to travel with each other when we go somewhere, but we always, you know, stay connected, always talking to each other, giving each other daily kind of updates and what happened, or how did this shoot go, or how did this go. So I don't think traveling by ourselves has ever changed the dynamic of it, nor do I ever think it will, just because the four of us are very close to each other.
Yeah. I forgot my next question. So do you see yourself do that full time right now, like, or is being a massage therapist something that you still want to keep as something you're always doing on the side?
I see massage definitely as more something I will be doing on the side, but it's a great career. I'm really enjoying it. I'm 1 year in right now into my career, and I have no complaints about my job and what I do. I get to meet so many new people, but dance is my priority in that sense, and I always told myself I want to pursue dance. Massage is always something I'll have in my back pocket and you know, be willing to use, and it's a good backup, and it's another career, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so definitely.
Knock on wood, if something were ever to happen to me that would have to put my dance career on hold, I'd be able to still treat people as a registered therapist, right?
And I mean, like, it's definitely like a very good safeguard anyway.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't necessarily try to plan. It's you know, that's pretty much the choice that I've made for myself. But for me, art was always kept as a pleasure.
Yeah.
It was important. But art is really definitely not made for everybody to keep it as a priority.
It's definitely a huge investment into it as an artist. I think any working artist in any medium can tell you that it's a lot of time and dedication. It's not just about what you do, it's how you do it and how much willpower you kind of put yourself into it, because you're gonna face a lot of rejection as an artist in any type. You know, you won't book this job as a dancer, you won't get this concert as a singer, you may not get this role as an actor or an actress, and you need to be ready to just accept that, move on from it, and continue working hard in order to get to where you want to be. Because if you keep working hard, eventually success will come to you.
Yeah, and it's really great that you guys, with your family, built this whole support system. I'm pretty sure it helps a lot.
It does.
With handling rejection and all the negative aspect to it.
Yeah, I mean, at first when we were both younger, neither of us really kind of understood the business side of things. We just wanted to, hey, you know, let's audition for this because we can both work it. And there would be times when Kevin would book a job over me, or I would book a job over Kevin, and you know, we'd both be sad about it because we didn't understand why. We didn't understand the why.
I see.
I remember I got cut from a job, or I didn't book this job because I was too tall.
Right.
And Kevin was still relatively short up to the age of 16, I want to say, is when he had his big growth spurt. So he was a little bit shorter, and for this artist that we got to work with, he booked the job because all the dancers were under 5'8".
I see.
Because she was short. And I was like, why didn't I get to book this job? Because I saw what they did on stage, and I was like, oh, you know, I could have easily done that. But as we grew older and started to understand the business of the art, we became a little bit more accepting that, you know, we're not going to book every audition, we're not going to make every cut, we might not even get an audition with each other, right?
Yeah.
Because we both have different looks now, and we both understand that.
Yeah.
So.
And your parents, your dad being an entrepreneur as well, he must have helped you a lot to understand that side of it, right?
Yeah, and definitely still helping us and still learning about it, because as an entrepreneur, you need to be able to market yourself, but you also need to be able to run your own business successfully.
Right.
And now that Kevin and I are doing this as a business, you know, having our parents to help us along to kind of make the right decisions, or help present what we do in the right way so that people can take us as seriously as, say, somebody who's been doing this for 10 years more than us. Right? We want to be able to present ourselves as professional as the next person, if not more. And they definitely have helped us grow into understanding that, and always being conscious of what we're doing in that, because especially with dance, as you said, being such a social aspect, be it shows, workshops, conventions, anything event-wise, people are always going to see you. So it's not just how you conduct yourself through an email, it's how you can conduct yourself in person, right?
So what is the process with them? Are they really in a place where they want to transmit this knowledge, or are they taking ownership of that part of your business? How does it work? How far are they involved in this business with you guys?
They're very involved. I mean, we wouldn't be doing what we were doing without them at all. I mean, we owe.
So it's a family
everything.
business.
It is a family business. Yes, we owe everything that we've done to them. You know, we're just we took dance as what it was, and then it became something more than what we had it as, and we just kept on going. And our parents said, you know what, if this is what you want to do, then we're going to help you do it. And it's definitely become a very family-oriented business for the four of us. And we always talk about any potential jobs that come in together. It's never a one-person decision. They're very involved, and you know, I'm very appreciative that they're as involved as they are, because without them, you know, we might not know what we'd be doing. We might be saying yes to all these jobs and end up, you know, double booking ourselves, or making a couple mistakes, or not sounding professional, not charging what we have to charge, not selling ourselves short in that sense.
Yeah.
And they're always, you know, making sure that we're on top of our stuff, and understanding everything, and really getting how a business works, because with us, like, dance is our business. So they having their work experience and understanding that, it's very helpful. I feel like I'm talking in circles right now, because I'm trying to find the right word to say, but it's definitely just it's an ongoing learning process for Kevin and I, just because we are still relatively younger.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna be a shit disturber again, but is there any thing where you feel like they're involved but they should be less involved?
Not at all.
No.
There's
like a clear limit where you guys make decision and it's just your decision to make?
I mean, we talk through all of our decisions together.
Yeah.
But it really does come down to interest, timing, and from a business end of things, profit. You know what I mean? Like, if we're charging a certain rate for what we do, be it choreography, performances, or whatnot, and you know, maybe we aren't getting that from a client, then...
Oh, well, I mean, my question is more like, I don't know, like, for example, let's say at this time, there's I don't know, I'm going to give you some, whatever situation, but there's a time, okay, I need a break, I need to take a vacation, and this job come, and, you know, your parents advise you, okay, maybe you should take this and push the vacation later, but you really want to take it. You know, that kind of like situation where, you know, like you want to be able to do this decision for yourself, but then the family business just, you know, come in the way.
Well, we definitely do have conversations about that, and sometimes we do end up making decisions just based off of what Kevin and I feel like we can not necessarily handle, but what our capacity is for that, because we don't want to overwork ourselves being so young, right?
All right, I don't want to be a shit disturber. I was just curious to see. That sounds like a very healthy way to...
It's okay.
To deal with that.
Yeah, they're very understanding, and I think Kevin and I are very understanding of what we know we're capable of doing, and without sacrificing the quality of what we're putting out in that sense, because we always want to be putting out the best that we can for whatever job we do. And if we overwork ourselves or we take on a little too much, then we can't put out the best that we can, because I don't know, it's two different people you're working with in
Right.
this business, right? Kevin has a very different working process than I do. So sometimes I'll be able to take something on and he won't, or vice versa. And I think that's where being the family business comes into play very nicely, because we can communicate and we can kind of come to a consensus with each other. And even if, I end up taking on something or Kevin ends up taking on something by himself, then, it's completely understandable between all four of us.
Last question. I'm sure you guys are being compared to the twins a lot.
Oh yeah, to later. A couple times. Mostly on Instagram. Mostly on Instagram. Yeah.
It has to be. It has to be, because like brothers dancing together nowadays. I feel like
there's not many siblings that do choose to pursue this together. I mean, Kevin and I, we just did an article on Breakaway Daily, and if you haven't seen it, check it out. But this is actually a question that we do talk about, and it's really cool to be working together as siblings in the same industry, because there was always a sense of competitiveness between us, but as we've grown older, it's become more of an understanding, and it's it's a career, and with every career it has its ups and downs, but we use each other as a very strong support system, as opposed to somebody who you got to beat out all the time.
Yeah, it's a healthy competition.
It is, and the fact that we can work together, work separately, choreograph together, choreograph separately, and be as versatile as we are, it's still very strong, and I think that's something we're going to continue to push, just with the two of us growing up and growing in this industry together.
Very cool. All right, man, let's wrap this up. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.